Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Piglet here once again, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Let's Play of Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Wii. So, last time we actually did manage to able to collect more of those Power Stars by the forms of able to continue exploring through the forms of the Kitchen Dome. And also we did manage to able to beat the likes of Bowser Jr. properly for the first time. So today for this episode is the fact that we're about to be continue exploring for the forms of the Comet Observatory, and well, we just have to explore for the forms of the next new dawn. I really do apologize by the forms of the awkwardness dialogue has been happening just because of how the fact that, wow, not much else to really talk about. So even then though, let's just hit into the forms of the fourth dawn in this game, and that is the forms of the bedroom. So even then though, looks very cozy around here. So even then though, it's also pretty nice looking to look at though. But that's not to say the point about the fact that we're not gonna lay in here for this whole time, because obviously we're gonna have to go through more galaxies to explore, and obviously that we've actually accessed the forms of those 5 galaxies that we can able to unlock as much as we want. So let's start with the particular order first. So starting with is the forms of Ghostly Garden Galaxy. So this is without doubt one of the best galaxies in the entire game. So even then though, because of this, we'll get to that as soon as we get to the first mission. So the first mission we have is Bunnies in the Wind. So I believe we have to deal with another catching bunny type of segment. Oh, this music is so amazing, especially because of how the fact that I think they did manage to able to use or reuse that in the forms within a Mario Party Star Rush for the Nintendo 3DS. I believe the mode was actually called by the forms of the rhythm reticle. I think that's what the actual mode itself is called, that you have to do with a, let's just say, rock band type game mode. But either way though, that one of the tracks they actually involved with the forms of Super Mario Party Star Rush is the forms of this particular music. So even then though, pretty nice though, especially because of how the fact that, wow, they did manage to able to actually just borrow some of the music tracks by the forms of the Mario's previous past. Well, at least one particular exception by the forms of Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is a shame because I could have wished if the Super Mario Galaxy 2 track will be on there. But instead, we actually got one from, obviously, Super Mario Bros. And obviously, there's one from Super Mario World. And especially, well, you know, Ghostly Garden from Super Mario Galaxy. And especially with the forms of Super Mario 64. And I just realized that Super Mario Sunshine, one of the tracks in the forms of Mario Party Star Rush, wasn't included either. So, hey, at least we got ourselves the Dr. Mario music for that specific point. But either way, though, that's besides the point. So, man, I just really love in this musical piece, especially because that's how the orchestra comes into play, especially because of how the fact that they managed to use that a lot in the forms of the future Mario games nowadays. The only time exception is the forms of Super Mario 64, and especially with Super Mario Sunshine, because they managed to able to use the different kind of track instruments and all that stuff, which I could assuming I may be wrong about that, but let me know in the comment section below. So even then though, that yeah, that's as far as I can say. So even then though, let's just go ahead and dish out more of those Monty Moles ever since in Battle Rock Galaxy. So even then though, that we might as well able to keep on farming those star bits until whenever we get to the future points of this world. Or in this case, to be more accurately, by the forms of the entirety of the dawn. So even then though, yeah, that's as far as I can say. So, a few things I want to explain about this, actually, is the fact that recently, I forgot to mention about this during the likes of yesterday's video, is the fact that, recently, about the fact that Nintendo has officially announced there's going to be another Dr. Mario game, that we haven't got a new Dr. Mario game, at least ever since by the forms of, for the Nintendo 3DS, on, I would say in 2015 or 2016, although I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's actually on, 2015, if I remember correctly, although I may be wrong, but I'll let you know more about it. So even then though, recently that Nintendo has just been announced there's going to be a new Dr. Mario game, but on the mobile devices, which either way though, it makes it a little bit more obvious for me, it's because of how the fact that most of the iPhones, especially in Android phones especially, did manage to build up a whole lot puzzle games into the mix, by the forms of, you know, Candy Crush and all that shenanigans and all that stuff. But either way though, they did announce there's going to be Dr. Mario World, as far as the actual name of the forms of the new Dr. Mario title is going to come out on the mobile devices, which is kind of a cool thing, which I don't know exactly what they're gonna bring us to, or in this case, new to the table, which either way though, we'll find out sooner or later. Well, I've heard from the fact that in the actual release date of the forms of Dr. Mario World, it might be acted out very similar to the forms of Mario Kart Tour, then I'm presuming that game will also be released on during this summer. See, Nintendo, that was double Mario games on the mobile devices all in 1 month. So, who knows, maybe we'll find out until at some point whenever they get ourselves the official release dates for it. But I've heard for the fact that Dr. Mario World will eventually release first, because I've heard from the fact that the actual release date is going to be in the early summer. See, Fernando, I was expecting if this will be on, I would say June, but either way though, I don't know about Mario Kart Tour though, because either way though, we'll never know until whenever, you know, the actual new information is about to be popping up at some point or another. But either way though, let's just go ahead and grab some more of those star bits right there. And we've got 213 of them, and depends on what position, or in this case, depends on what placement you're in, for those of you able to try to catch that star bunny, as you can see right there. Sometimes the Power Star will able to be placed in quite different areas by the forms of the actual planet puzzle cube. So, but yeah, that's about it when it comes to bunnies in the wind. So it's basically a typical catching the star bunny syndrome, I suppose. See, Fernando, that pretty much does it for this mission. And we're eventually going to go back into the forms of Ghostly Garden Galaxy and able to do the next mission. See, Fernando, hopefully we might as well able to get onto ourselves with this. So, alright, so let's see what we got here. So, the dirty tricks of Major Barrows. See, Fernando, that could only be one dirty tricks of our slaves. But either way though, we'll see what happens. Well, at least by the forms of the actual introduction screen will actually shows us where we're supposed to go. But I digress. But again, I do apologize by the forms of my dialogue itself. It's actually gone really bad recently. It's because, well, there's not much else I can say about it. But either way though, and as far as I can say that for this point and onwards right about now, about the fact that when we get to the forms of tomorrow, that things starts to get a little bit more different, because just like in the forms of how it does it about a month ago, I will decide to take a break on this game for a while, just because, well, there are some couple of games worth mentioning when it comes to doing Let's Plays in mind, especially because of how the fact that one particular Nintendo Switch game by the forms of Yoshi's Crafted World is going to be on its way for the Nintendo Switch. So naturally though, I wonder what game we're going to be able to deal with when it comes to tomorrow and what have you. I know it sounds a little bit of a pointless question, or in this case, not pointless answer, but either way though, I'll let you know what the actual thing itself is all about. But anyway, and right from that though, is the fact that we got ourselves our Rainbow Mario right here. So even that way we can able to get rid of those little porcupine-looking objects, which we normally cannot touch by the forms of when we normal selves. Anyway, so, and plus, not to mention though that about the fact that I do apologize by the forms of several recording sessions I was going to be doing with at this point, just because you know how the fact that recently I'm still really into the forms of Kingdom Hearts 3 on the PlayStation 4, which I really still enjoyed it even to this day. Even though I did have some trial and error moments and stuff like by the forms of the tougher battles, especially with that pretty difficult mechanic that I managed to get used to it. But sometimes that some games usually gets pretty easy at the beginning, but in other times though it can get pretty hard as you progress. So again, it's all about difficulty and progressions, as far as I can say for this much. Not every game can be easy though. In fact, it might be sometimes, you know, pretty easy at some points, whilst other times though it can be very difficult and plus very challenging at the same time. So even then though, it usually happens in every single games these days, even therefore, that how the fact that if you really try to experience it all together, and once you're able to be good at it, then the more better you will perform. So, that's as far as I can summarize with this. So, if you go on here, where the forms where the pole star is, then you would able to actually gather even more star bits as a result. I do apologize by the forms of also about the fact that my throat has actually gone really croaky at the moment. It's because, well, you know how commentaries work. If you talk way too fast or what have you, sometimes you don't know what you're trying to say. And especially noticeable how the fact that if you're really trying to be like concentrating at the game at the same time, well, I just don't know what to really think about for the time's sake. So even then though, that's as far as I can say about this here. So So yeah, oh wow, look at that, I've managed to get myself 51 ups. Even then though, I was able to actually just take a break for grinding more extra lives until the next video, or in this case, in this particular non-ones for this video, is because, well, eventually I might as well able to actually just to take a break from this game, as I said this before, because we might actually go do another new Let's Play for our channel by the forms of the next new I would say by the forms of the next new Let's Play, at least ever since in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, by the forms of 2019. Oh wow, do I even get this on my first attempt? Well, we'll find out. Because basically, if you manage to see this little tree stumps, you can able to actually ground pound them, but if you ground pound one of those, sometimes it actually reveals either enemies or star bits or you name it. So, I believe the real one is actually from this tree stump here. Oh, wow, I managed to have done it with no problem without even awakening those enemies. So, that's pretty top-notch altogether. And before we get to the actual boss fight, however, though, because I say this was actually the next boss we might actually run into, I think I should probably go after my live stream, just in case by the forms of if I'm actually able to keep on getting several mistakes. There's also another tree stump I could able to go after for, but I think I might be enough with it. So even then though, let's go ahead and deal with... Is that the bigger mole with the forms of that spiky helmet he's got on? Ah, I'm going to get eaten. Don't worry, I'll try to able to solve this issue by simply just keep on attacking him. So yeah, here we go folks, this is the forms of the Major Barrows, and basically he's very simple if you know what you're doing, but basically you have to wait until whenever he starts to show up, and then ground pound at the right time, and then once he starts to run away, then you have to shake him quite literally fast and quick, just because if you do not even get to him in time, then he will start to go back into the ground. So even then though, you have to be fast in this boss. So even then though, that's only because of how the fact that if you do not pay attention to that whatsoever... Oh wow, did not even explore that area yet. I think I haven't usually explored that on my own life. But anyways, let's go ahead and deal with him for third and final hit, and there he goes. However though, just like in the forms of how it does in Boulder Geist, boss fight, is the fact that I'm pretty sure we need to fight him twice. So, thanks, you saved me. Boing, boing, boing. Yeah, I did manage to save your life, didn't I? Especially after we actually did manage to have a little bit of a full round chasing each other. Well, to be more specifically, I actually did manage to chasing you after this whole time. So, you get the idea, you get the actual, picture. So, anyway, so we got ourselves 46 power stars, so we've almost there to the 50 power stars count. So, naturally, we've almost nearly towards the halfway point of the forms of the Mario's playthrough of the game. So, can't believe we actually breezed it for this quite ridiculously fast, kind of thing about it. And let's just head back into the forms of Ghostly Guardian Galaxy to be able to do another new mission. So even then, let's see where we got this time around though. So, Ghostly Guardian's Gravity Scramble. It appears to be we need to be able to come across into this particular section right here. But on the other hand though, is the fact that I'm pretty sure this mission actually got not one, but two missions that we can able to deal with. And just like before, I'm actually going to be going for a secret mission first. See if Nintendo might as well do that. But first, before you start this off though, we need to take care of these little star bit bag enemies before you're able to actually start farming those more chunks of star bits and all that stuff. So naturally we can able to actually just to get this on. So even then though, yeah, kind of thinking about it though, as I said this before, it's really easy though. Whenever I did manage able to start reaching over 2,000 star bits, if you couldn't tell, that's only because this game is so generous with us when it comes to like getting more of those star bits in general. So even then though, that's the thing I loved about one of the forms of this game, especially the sequel as well, that if you really want to go for 100% completion of the game, well, chances are star bits are usually the true requirements when it comes to able to actually unlock more of those secret missions, including by the forms of secret new levels as well. So naturally, that makes it a little bit for more of the sensible things. So, anyways, though, as you can see, that we managed to able to, trying to grab the forms of the Rainbow Star, and that's only because if you manage to reach onto this planet right there, and if you go continuously all the way to the very end of this particular planet, there's a golden chain jump. And if you think about it, then you weren't able to actually destroy him by you have to simply use the actual invincibility Rainbow Star. And if you do so, then it actually reveals the Power Stars. Even then though, if you think about trying to actually just trying to ignore it, but it turns out he's actually a part of the secret power mission, or in this case the Power Star mission, so specifically on this particular galaxy stage. So there we go, that deals with that. And of course we'll come back in there again at some point. So the secret mission's named is the Golden Chump. So, because you know, he's filled with gold and everything. And we've reached about 2,676 star bits. So, naturally we've almost gonna be reached up to the forms of 3,000 star bits. Which even then, we might get more eventually during the likes of the later missions. But I don't know exactly for sure when exactly. So, anyway, so let's head back in here for about the second time and able to do the proper mission from here. So, because yeah, in order to actually deal with the secret mission in this particular galaxy itself, which is the forms of the Golden Chump, is that you have to continuously go after by the forms of those question mark coins. And if you do that, then you would able to actually grab the Rainbow Star, and then you would able to deal with that mission from here. However, though, if you do not do it, then you might as well able to keep on stuck with the forms of just the normal regular mission. So for this point, especially what I was going to be considering to be doing, I'm actually going to be trying to able to... Is it possible that I can ignore it? Well, I might as well actually just trying to will be, but even then though, we'll see what happens there. Yeah, I might as well just ignore that, because either way though, since I've already accomplished that, so either way though, that's just not much I can tell. Although I could wish I could do that again, especially because of how the fact that I need to keep on going after every single of those star bits as much as I can. But either way though, aside from that though, I'm just like, you know what, I think I should probably just grab some more of those star bits in the later missions, especially by the forms of the later stages in mind. So even then though, let's just go ahead and continue the level as normal. So even then though, that way we should be able to actually just get ourselves going. So there's that Golden Chump yet again, but even then though, we'll just have to ignore him for now, because obviously we've already done that mission entirely. So let's just move on to this section. So, oh wow, 53 extra lives, jeez. Or even to be more accurate though, I really can't speak today for this point, folks. I do apologize for that. To be more accurately, by the forms of 54 extra lives, because again, if the lives count has reached to 0, this means you still only have like 1 chance left. So, naturally speaking, it's all self-explanatory and everything like that. So yeah, I know for the fact that I believe Blossom didn't actually notice something until right from the start, by the forms of February in mind, is the fact that in Game Explains video about the fact that with the forms of the problem we have with the forms of the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe game, that by the forms of able to actually use the jump the mid-air spin mapped to the same button as the jump button. But it turns out there is actually a secret that you can able to actually disable that feature by simply winning to able to... I would say you have to press down the forms to the left analog stick, and then you would do it from here, and also you have to press the L and R at the same time on the title screen. So thank you for able to actually point things out. So even then though, I would try to demonstrate that until I'd eventually, whenever I play that game again, at some point in the future, most notably by the forms of several challenges and all that stuff. Although, it might be not 100% guaranteed though, because we've already, well, I would assuming that Blossom has already managed to finish up with that entire Let's Play of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. In fact, well, except by the forms of, new forms of the, well, that was really close. You know about the fact that in the forms of in the 29th of January is that we've now finally got ourselves Kingdom Hearts 3. The fact that, you rude, Goomba, how dare you? Anyways though, so let's go ahead and grab these star bits from the top, and then, yeah, everything's all come together. Watch out for these forms of that specific, gray parts of the platform, because if you somehow accidentally manage to stumble across these gray portions of these blocks, the gravity will not active unless if you're able to stand onto these yellow parts, and especially with that exclamation marks, because if you accidentally land onto the falls of the actual green blocks, or in this case the actual question marks with it, basically the gravity itself will not seem to work like that. So even then though, you always have to able to use those switches no matter what. So there we go then, that concludes the Ghost League Guardians Gravity Scramble. Yeah, not that hard, not too difficult either. The only thing you need to worry about though is the forms of course, the cannons themselves whenever they start to keep on firing at you. See, but then though, that's the only thing you need to watch out for and be very cautious with it. So, 2,770 star bits that we've got so far. So even then, we've only got ourselves, I would say 230 star bits to go before we reach up to the forms of 3,000 star bits. So even then, could be possible if that's gonna happen in this video, although it all depends though, really. So, anyways, let's head back to the forms of the Ghostly Garden Galaxy yet again, because we got ourselves our comments to deal with, by the forms of the Major Barrow's Daredevil Run. So once again, we have to deal with this guy yet again, but only this time around though, we only have, what else? One piece of health left. So, yeah, just like it likes of how it does it in Topomatic, and especially noticeable with the forms of Bouldergeist. So, naturally, it's pretty much exactly the same from here. So, in fact, this might be, I do apologize by forms of actually hitting my microphone by accident, so I do apologize for that. This might actually be my, the last time we're going to be doing the Daredevil Run mission for quite a while, because until we get to the forms of the later one throughout the game, holy macaroni, we're gonna have to deal with those, too, a lot. Especially when we get to the later one, though. Well, not the next zone, because either way, though, we'll explain more on that until whenever we get to the next couple of videos ahead. Especially by the forms of the next couple of days or so. So naturally, we're not exactly spoiling it for this point yet. So even then, though, let's just go ahead and, still, once again, you have to deal with him, like, 3 hits apiece. So even then, though, that nothing too much of a challenge to him. Well, the only thing it's trying to get in your way is the forms of the actual dirt state's trying to get in your way. But apart from that, though, you should be able to deal with him no problem. So, there we go. That concludes that mission. And I'm pretty sure that Star Bunny will say something pretty much exactly the same as before. But at least as far as too similar to that, what have you. So, there we go. We're actually done with Ghostly Garden Galaxy for now. So naturally, we will come back for that until later on, along with the forms of other galaxies as well, from the previous stones in mind. So we got ourselves 49 power stars. So yeah, unfortunately we didn't got that much star bits, I'm afraid. But don't worry though, until whenever we get to the later stages. Specifically, the next stage we're going to be hitting to is a snowy and a fire level of all things. It's sort of like a combination of the two. Which means we've actually stumbled across Freeze Flame Galaxy. So even then though, let's see what we got here. The Frozen Peak of Baron Burr. Not sure why this boss's name was supposed to be a thing, but I'm guessing it's more likely another boss that we have to deal with right here. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, to be guessing. Alright, so before we do anything exploring with the forms of Freeze Flame Galaxy, specifically the ice portion, I believe we have to deal with the actual penguins. So, hey old man, are you practicing how to skate too? Well, why we don't play a game? Or why don't we play a game? Do you want to catch me? Of course we can. Or even then though, I can able to easily catch up to you by simply you have to just skate along. And if you do that, then you are able to actually proceed on onwards. So, there we go. Nice one for me. Not bad, old man. With skating skills like that, you might have a chance. A small chance, maybe, but a chance. You're saying chance like 3 times. Not sure why that you keep mentioning about twice as for the chance, as far as I'm aware for that specific word, but whatever. Anyways though, let's head into the forms of the icicle portions of the forms of, you know, the Freeze Flame Galaxy. So even then though, basically, normally we can able to actually get all the way up to the top of the actual icicle mountain by simply able to dealing with the forms of, Barring Burr. But I might as well able to save that for later, because, much like before, you know, by the forms of some certain missions, by the forms in certain galaxies, I believe the first mission actually contains a secret power star. So even then though, I might as well able to go for that first. So, anyways, before we do that, the life shroom. So even then I just need to bring that up. And you've already seen the ice flower already. But even then though, well, aside from Ice Mario, so even then though, whatever your first time playing the game, this might actually be your first time ever experiencing Ice Mario. So nothing too much to be expected for this point here. So if you triple jump over all the way from there, and if you manage to take the Sling Star from here, then you were able to actually lead you to a different part of the level. So even then though, and also we got ourselves the glorious Fire Flowers. So he transformed into Fire Mario. Shake the Wii remote to shoot fireballs. Fascinating. Especially how the fact that, you know, the Fire Mario does make a return ever since he forms to the 2D Mario stage. Especially ever since in Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 3, and especially in Super Mario World especially too. But either way though, that's as far as it can go. The only major differences between the forms of the 2D Fire Mario, and even especially with New Super Mario Bros. Don't forget, and I just keep on getting screwed up by those stupid freezing bats, which either way though, or in this case some frozen swoops right there, which either way though, that really tends to bug me off. But anyway, let's try this again, but hopefully we'll get this time around, so... Oh yeah, keep that in mind, is the fact that between, you know, Ice Mario and Fire Mario, as you can see right there, these are the only two current power-ups they actually utilize the limited time. So even then though, unlike in B Mario, or in this case, well, kind of the same thing as well, but in forms of Rainbow Mario as well. So naturally, that so far for Boo Mario and B Mario at the same time, those are the only power-ups doesn't seem to have a limited time offering. So even then though, that could be only being one solution to be thinking of. So even then though, yeah, that's as far as I can say, including the forms of the next power-up we might actually stumble across, but not until when we get to the forms of the 5th dawn of the game, which I'm not gonna mention about that just yet, but I will say though, I know you guys are probably gonna know what I'm gonna talk about for this point. Even then, that, you know, I'm also able to mention about that until when it gets to the next video, or even essentially, whenever we try able to proceed for the particularly in the forms of the bedroom dawn. So even then, that way it should happen. So, anyways though, let's fly up here, or in this case, launch ourselves all the way up, and then, I could grab the coin, but the only thing about the forms of Fire Mario is the fact that you can't able to actually perform a spin in the midair, which even then, all it does, you have to keep on chucking those fireballs at something else. Even then though, that does take a while to get used to, especially because, you know, that's what motion controls are here for. Especially by the forms of the functions with the Wii remote. I believe the nunchuck does that as well, so naturally that makes it all counts here. So anyway, the secret mission is named is Conquering the Summit. So yeah, because we usually did manage to able to actually go all the way up to the top of the actual summit. And I get a feeling though about the fact that with the forms of the prankster comments in this particular mission or this level so far, I don't think we've actually stumbled across one until later on, because either way though, we did not even activate it yet, because unless if you're able to finish this mission first, then it would able to appear, which is kind of odd, because unlike in any other galaxies, mainly by the forms of, well, just like in forms of how it does it in Space Junk Galaxy, whenever I did done several missions on that specific stage, sometimes the prankster comment does appear quite literally early, especially because of how the fact that, well, I just don't know what to really think about of why the prankster comments usually appeared in almost in the early parts throughout any stage. So even then though, that you know, you get the picture for this point. So anyways, let's go ahead and launch ourselves back into this particular portion right here. And this time around though, we'll go through the normal regular missions. Even then though, for now, I'm just gonna be completely fine and just trying to... I hate you Goombas so much. I really despise you so much. But anyways though, what's kind of cool is the fact that you can able to actually perform some triple ice skating jumps at the same time. So naturally, you can able to actually do it from here. So it's pretty cool all in all. But hey, oh by the way, if you touch the water while it's still cold, eventually it might actually give you damage. So even then, you have to watch out for that. You know, kind of like how he did in Snowman's Land in you know, Super Mario 64. So it's a bit like that, except you now have 3 units of health instead of 8. So yeah, you get the idea for this point. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a shortcut right there. And excuse me, Goomba, how rude of you! You're just trying not to let me proceed. Jesus Christ. What is this, like, you're trying to make me feel guilty? Or guilty as charged? Or anything like that? For able to kill you, like, every sort of, like, millions of days and what have you? Unbelievable you are. Jeez. No wonder why that day just trying to able to make him a playable character in Super Mario Party. That's for circumstances, it makes much more sense. But still, it just feels undeniably juvenile. But anyways though, so let's try this again, and hopefully we can able to actually successfully this time around, and hopefully that Goomba doesn't really tick me off again, which if it does, then, well, I'm just gonna seriously try and able to ask one of the governors did manage to able to actually just to execute him. Well, usually by default to the actual normal, you know, Goomba enemy. That's just for my circumstances though anyway. So anyways though, because, you know, basically in this particular mission itself, you just simply have to go all the way up to the top, and then eventually you might actually stumble across the next boss fight. So even then though, that could be self-explanatory for the most part. So let's go ahead and just launch ourselves upwards, and if we eventually get to go towards up, I suggest you do backflips most of the time, because backflips are essentially helpful for you, especially how the fact that if you actually shake the Wii remote when you're still in the Ice Mario transformation, it doesn't do the forms of the actual air spin of any sort, so instead it is more accurately, it just goes like, you know, somewhat it feels a bit similar, but it forms of like just trying to do some more skating and what have you. So anyways though, here's the forms of the bar and burr, which is basically, all you have to do is very simple. We need to simply jump at the right time. If he does that, then shake the Wii remote at the right point on that specific distance, and then afterwards, as soon as he goes into that specific calm down state, especially just like in the forms of those ice bombs, as you can see right there, naturally you can able to actually just shake the Wii remote right in front of him and then just completely destroy him. Not much of a challenge to this guy, especially for how the fact that you really don't want to able to use, well, unless if you're first time playing the game, then if you keep on falling off, because obviously the water itself is really damn cold, naturally though the ice flower will start to come in, because either way though, again, if you don't have the ice flower with you, well, you'll be freeze to death. So even then though, it's kind of like, you know, in No Man's Land from Super Mario 64. So yeah, you get the idea. So anyways, let's go ahead and save our game here. And we'll come back by the forms of the bedroom later on, because I get a feeling that we might actually come across into, I would say, the last mission where it comes to finding Luigi segments. Even then though, we'll go ahead and just see what's up in the forms of the actual male Toads stuff. So naturally, it could able to make it happen. So, and plus, besides the point, I've only got about 51 power stars so far. So naturally, I've only got one more power star left until the prankster comments will appear. See, Fernando, and there he is right here. So naturally, this time around though, we need to able to revisiting back to the forms of Honey Hive Galaxy and able to actually rescue him from here. See, Fernando, we'll go ahead and head back to the forms of the terrace we go. So, anyways, let's go ahead and just get ourselves a pole star working, and well, sure enough, we'll get into this galaxy for about the 5th time in a row. So anyway, so I believe he was on B Mario Takes Flight. So because of this though, unlike in other missions, it will not work like that. So even then though, we need to make our way, I would say from here, but you can normally do a triple jump on here, but it's impossible to do it. So even then though, because of that, Mario doesn't jump nearly as high though, compared to the forms of WoW. I will mention about that whenever we continuously going on with this Let's Play, so naturally speaking that we're not gonna spoil things yet. Yes, I already know, we're on the Honey Hive Kingdom, so we don't have to tell me again. Jeez. I keep running to those automatic speech sequences like most of the time anyway. So anyway, before we do that though, we need to obviously obtain the forms of the Beam Mushroom before we're able to actually just to see Luigi. So anyways though. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop down from here and make sure we don't fall off into instant death of that black hole over there. And everything else will be alright and such. So even then though, let's just go ahead and just nab more of those star bits to begin with. And we need to head back to the very beginning of where we actually did manage to land off. And then basically we need to take a little bit of more of a gentle timing, especially with the forms that you need to watch over with your flight meter of all things. And then again, if he runs out, then obviously you just have to, like, you know, just grab, you know, just wait until it refuels again. So I don't think it's possible to get up there, because obviously Mario doesn't grab onto, or B Mario doesn't grab on ledges sometimes, which either way though, I don't think that might be true though, because I'm assuming that we need to, well, I just don't know for that specific point. So, but again, I do apologize by default as my dialogue itself is going really bad these days. But eventually, when the new Nintendo Direct is about to show up, I would able to talk everything more about it. But for right now, though, not right now. Because either way, though, we'll just have to concentrate. So, basically deal with that beetle over there. And as you can see, Luigi got stuck right onto the actual tree. So let's go ahead and just let him drop down. So yeah. Ow, 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 ow. Hey, bro. I hide because that big scary bug. I found a power star. So let's go home. And yes, this is the final time we're going to be doing the Finding Luigi segment in the forms of Super Mario Galaxy game, because there are essentially 3 of them. So even then though, let us head home, yes indeed. So that's pretty much does it for the forms of Honey Hive Galaxy for now. But because of that though, again until later on throughout the game offers, well, we can able to actually do something a little bit more than that until later on. So, the secret mission is Luigi in the Honey Hive Kingdom. So, yeah, that makes it purely obvious. 20 off by getting up to 3,000. Ah, I feel disappointed right now. But eventually in the next video, I would able to reach up to 3,000 star bits no matter what. So, anyways though, we got the endings off at this point right there, I'm afraid guys. I would love to do more, but honestly I think I need to do a bit of some time. So join me next time on Let's Play Super Mario Galaxy. Here's the fact that we're going to be heading back into the bedroom and do the next Prankster Comet mission in Freeze Flame Galaxy. So see you guys next time. Later fellas.